Hi guys, welcome to another video on my channel. Thanks to everybody so far that's subscribed and liked my videos. The vinyl tag seems to be a pretty good first video for me. And it just helped me get myself out there and to start the journey into creating vinyl community content for you guys. So with this video, I was just going to go through some of my best finds of 2023, and then also I'd like to talk about my top 7 grails of 2024 that I'll be searching for. I saw the video on Too Many Records YouTube channel where he did his top 7 grails for this year, what he'd like to find out in the wild. So yeah, I thought I'll do mine as well. But first, I'm just going to go through the top finds of 2023, all ranging from different music that I like to listen to, from rap to punk, metal, classic rock, things like that. So yeah, I'll just go through a few of those which I found just from around the places here in Cardiff, and also when visiting friends in London or Manchester and things like that. Just got so many great record stores in the UK. So yeah, lucky enough to get about last year and to see and visit many different ones and pick up some pretty cool things. Just shortly, yeah, in 2023 it was quite it was the year where I decided to actually take my vinyl collecting to the next level. Beforehand I was sort of buying stuff which I thought I should have in my collection, seeing those videos of 25 albums you must own, and things like that. So I just thought, I don't really listen to those, I don't really want them, so I'm just going to sell those. The money I make on the stuff that I sell, I'm just going to get what I like. So I've sold quite a few records in my time and bought some with the proceeds that I've made from selling those records. Seems to be worked out really well so far. So yeah, and that's how I'm going to keep on going. So yeah, I'm just going to run through some of the best finds of 2023 with you. Okay, so I'm going to start with Beastie Boys, Ill Communication. This is one I've been looking for absolute age. When I started collecting, had all the other Beastie Boys albums, apart from the later stuff, but really wanted this one first pressing, and yeah, luckily enough to find it on my travels. So I'm really happy with that, really decent price as well. Secondly is Big L's The Big Picture, which is his posthumous album, which came out not long after he died. So this is also first pressing on Raucous Records. Yeah, really chuffed to have this one. Really love Big L. So yeah. Next one is Eazy-E's Easy Does It. This was a really nice one to find. This was obviously before the whole split with NWA. This is Eazy just trying his hand at solo stuff, but obviously features a lot of the NWA members as well in this record. But that's really nice. Moving on from hip hop and things like that. Found 2010 Music on Vinyl Audio Slave first album. Absolutely amazing album. Couldn't stop listening to this when it first came out. So yeah, it's not first pressing, it's 2010 Music on Vinyl reissue, but it sounds incredible. Yeah. And next one was, I couldn't believe I found it, was Cocaine Rodeo, first pressing, Mondo Generator. on a really, really nice white vinyl as well. So yeah, really nice to have Nick Oliveri's Mondo Generator here. Also, Nick Oliveri is playing in Cardiff this year, so hoping to get to that as well, which would be interesting to see him do an acoustic set on his own. But that was a really cool one to have. The next one I was looking for years, a really decent pressing, not a reissue, not a bootleg. I just wanted like a sort of original pressing. This is as close to the original as I got, but this is a direct metal mastering, 45 RPM Master of Puppets double disc on Music for Nations. Got this for an absolute steal. Couldn't believe how much I got it for, but so chuffed to have this. It was like one of those ones where I was just thinking I'll never find a decent copy, and then went in there not hoping to find anything, and this was behind the counter, so I had to snap this up as soon as I saw it. Next is a pretty cool 2008 reissue of Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for Death. Absolutely love this album. Same as Audio Slave. This was an album I couldn't stop listening to when I was younger. Like No One Knows, Songs for the Dead. All the best songs are on this album. Yeah, it's just a great album to have in the collection. I picked these two up at the same time for absolute bargain prices. I couldn't really believe when I walked out of the shop with them. But Slayer, South of Heaven, Seasons in the Abyss. South of Heaven probably has my favourite song, South of Heaven. Seasons of the Abyss, probably my favourite Slayer album. So to have these two, yeah, just perfect. Awesome. At the beginning of the year, I got sort of introduced to Tool. Never really listened to Tool before. I didn't really understand what they were about. But then my friend introduced me to them, and I picked up a 3-disc edition of Fear Inoculum, and somebody stuck the seal sticker on the actual cover itself, which is quite annoying, but the vinyl is probably the best sounding vinyl I have in my collection. Sounds absolutely incredible. The album front to back is just an absolute trip. Yeah, beautiful. And also the etched side of disc 3 is just stunning. Going from Tool to a more local band. I say local, they're Welsh, but they started in sort of West Wales, and that's Superfurry Animals, Fuzzy Logic. This is a first pressing. Where I work, I see Griff Rhys a lot just walking around, but I've never actually said hello to him. But I'd love to. But it's one of those things. Don't really like going up to people that are sort of celebrities, because what if they're not nice? So yeah, I haven't done, even though he is very nice, but I haven't done. But absolutely love this album. Love Superfurry Animals, one of my favourite Welsh bands. Yeah. This was a random one. So I listened to the podcast called No Dogs in Space. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. They give a really good in-depth analysis on a lot of bands through different musical genres, like punk and krautrock and things like that. But one of the bands they featured was a band called Monks. So Monks released an album called Black Monk Time, back in the 60s, and it was only ever released in Germany. Um, so to try and get a copy of that is like gold dust, and very expensive. But Light in the Attic reissued Black Monk Time with an additional disc, which comes with some bonus tracks and things like that. But it's absolutely amazing album. I suggest everybody check this out. Um, Way ahead of its time. Sounds a little bit like the Beatles, that sort of thing. But the fact that they only have one record is mind blowing, because front to back, this album is amazing. This is a second pressing of Radiohead Benz, one of my all time favourite albums, probably in my top 10. Um, Loved this when I was a kid. Yeah, couldn't stop listening to this. Couldn't stop listening to that last bit of the Benz. That outro is just absolutely amazing. Um, so yeah, found this on Parlophone, um, for a really decent price. It is a second pressing, but that does not matter at all. It sounds absolutely amazing. And just a few more. Jane's Addiction. Nothing shocking. Um, saw uh, Perry Farrell. I saw him in Lollapalooza when he came on, with the Foo Fighters and did the Mountain song. So yeah, to see that was pretty cool. But ever since then, I listened to Jane's Addiction beforehand, but never really gave him that much attention. And then as soon as I saw him come out there, I started to listen to Jane's Addiction more than Foo Fighters. So and really need to get my hands on this album. So yeah, really chuffed to have that. And last couple, Stiff Little Fingers, Inflammable Material, um, punk band from Northern Ireland. Um, the whole album is really talking about the struggle, but it is just mind blowing for its time. And they always get comparisons to Green Day, or Green Day get comparisons to Stiff Little Fingers. Sorry. And yeah, you can definitely hear why on this. I think on their documentary it says that Green Day need to give Stiff Little Fingers all of the money for the career that they've had. So yeah, if you listen to this, you kind of see why. And lastly, Husker Du's Zen Arcade. This is an original UK press. Such an amazing album. I was really late onto Husker Du, definitely this year, but it's visiting like Criminal Records in Newport. As I've mentioned in a previous video, owned by Dean Bettis, who's a punk rocker in himself, and he knows exactly the right records to get if you like punk, hardcore punk, melodic punk, and stuff like that. And yeah, he said just try this album out, and I'm glad I did. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the 7 Grails which I'm after in 2024. So there's a lot on my want list of things, but these are the ones which are really out of reach. Haven't been able to find anywhere. Haven't seen anywhere at all at any point. And yeah, it would just be amazing to spot these out, and just add them to my collection. So firstly, my number one is the Pick Your King EP by Poison Idea. I got introduced to Poison Idea last year, and I've been on a deep Poison Idea pit of just listening to everything they've got, bootlegs, anything on YouTube, stuff like that. So yeah, to find that on any sort of pressing would be amazing. Um, I'm not with any of these. I'm not really after certain pressings for all of them, especially this one because I know that first pressings go for stupid money. So yeah, I'm just looking for a 7-inch version of Pick Your King EP. That would just be amazing to add to my punk collection. Um, Secondly, is the 1986 US pressing of The Modern Lovers. Um, so, Modern Lovers were a band from the late 70s. A lot of the musicians went on to be in other bands, such as Talking Heads, things like that. Um, but I really love this album, way ahead of its time. It think it did a lot for a lot of punk bands coming out later on in the 80s. Um, and just every song on this is amazing. The reason I want this pressing is the cover's really cool. It shows all the band members, um, but also it comes with extra songs as well. And those extra songs are actually some of the best on the album. Um, cannot find this anywhere on my travels. Can't find this anywhere online. And if I do find it online, I'm paying more for the shipping than I am for the actual record. So to find this record this year would just be absolutely incredible. 3 and 4 are actually the same band, so absolutely love the Misfits, their earlier stuff. Really like their later stuff as well with Michael Graves, but their stuff with Glenn Danzig is really, really the Misfits, or Misfits as I like to be called. But uh, really just after Collection 1 and Collection 2, again, not after a first pressing of these, just would love to find these out. Um, I tend not to just buy direct and go to like a HMV or something like that and buy brand new, because I like the joy of hunting and finding something that's been pre-loved or been sold to a shop, and I just stumble across it. It's the best feeling. So yeah, Misfits 1 and 2 would be amazing to find, and again, same with Poison Idea, just add to my punk collection. Um, Number 5 is one which I've probably been searching for since I started. Um, so in the later years in school, I really got into 9 Inch Nails, um, and the Downward Spiral. Everybody's heard of this album. Um, is just absolutely mesmerizing. Amazing album. Um, couldn't stop listening to it back in the day. Made me fall in love with 9 Inch Nails, and Trent Reznor, everything that he does. Um, so yeah, I would love to find Downward Spiral just anywhere, any pressing, which would be class. Um, Final two. So number 6 is another punk classic, Milo Goes to College by the Descendants. Um, Love this just for the artwork alone, but the album itself is amazing. Um, yeah, cannot find this anywhere on eBay, online. Obviously, you can find stuff on Discogs for crazy money, um, but again, that defeats the whole purpose of crate digging and hunting for Grails when you can just, at a click of a button, just purchase it. It's always nice just to stumble across it and find it yourself. It's just that joy of then you've bought it, you're taking it home, you get to listen to it, you get to play it. Um, so yeah, it'd be great to stumble upon a Milo Goes to College. I know all of these sound quite difficult to obtain, but I'm hoping so. I mean, I managed to find quite a few of my Grails last year. Master of Puppets, for instance, like I showed earlier. I just wanted a pressing like that. Couldn't find one anywhere. Managed to just turn up to a shop one day and it was there. So yeah, stumble across Milo Goes to College would be another phenomenal phenomenal find. And the last on my Grails list for 2024 is quite an unknown record, um, but they're going for crazy money. I've got all of his other solo stuff, not collaboration stuff, but all of his other solo stuff, which is MF Doom. But the album is VV2, the Venomous Villain, to uh, when he's using his Victor Vaughan pseudonym. I have Victor Vaughan, the first one, um, which is an incredible album. But that was a Record Store Day release a few years ago, so it's great to pick that up. I added that to the rest of MF Doom's solo stuff. Um, but yeah, it would be great to find VV2 out in the wild as well. So yeah, they're my top seven Grails for 2024. Again, hope you enjoyed the video. Starting to get the hang of putting these videos together and releasing some for you. Put in the comments below if you've got any suggestions for videos that you'd like to see, anything, any questions to do with my collection or anything like that, or any suggestions on how to make my videos better would be absolutely amazing. Lastly, I'd like to give a shout out to the Vinyl Dude. Also lives here in Cardiff. He's helped me with a little bit of my setup in terms of lighting and stuff like that. So I got another light in here, so the lighting, I don't know if you can tell from the first two videos, is a little bit better. And so yeah, thanks to him for just giving me some pointers and some tips to on how to evolve these videos going forward. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, keep up to date with any of the videos that I've got coming out in the future, and yeah, see you shortly.